Hey guys, welcome back to BackPocketGameReviews. And so one big question I keep getting asked a lot recently is about GameStop and its seasonal employment, how to stay on, and just a little bit about how it goes. So I was hired in as a seasonal when I started at GameStop. I got kept on, obviously, and they moved me up through management. So it's not a deathbed necessarily, it's just the odds are stacked against you when you're hired in as a seasonal. There's going to be a bunch of you. Not all of you are even going to probably receive register training. Some of you may have a first shift on Black Friday. Some of you, it might be a day or two before or even the week before. You may only have one shift before Black Friday if your first shift isn't necessarily Black Friday, which it will suck being there on a Black Friday for your first shift because you're not going to know a lot about what to do. They're just going to tell you to help customers find games, and you might not even know where things really are in the store all that well. So we're going to break down one piece for you. This is the easiest thing for you to know. You can look at the section. Obviously, you can tell if it's 3DS, Wii U, Xbox, PlayStation. It's very simple. Part of it's used, part of it's new. It's different per store, so I can't say used is on the left, new is on the right. Depends on the way the store is set up. The other trick here is another thing you're going to be expected to do is know how to alphabetize games. That sounds absurd, and like you should know how to do that really easily because it's not that hard, but you would really be shocked how many people don't fully understand this. So when you're alphabetizing a game, you have the used and the new. Make sure you have a used game if you're doing used. And it goes A, B. Obviously, we know the alphabet here, but here's the trick. All A games don't get lumped together. It's not face all A games here. They still get alphabetized even through the A, so to the next letter. So Azora's Wrath is 90% of the time going to be like the last game in the A's. So that's how alphabetization works in a GameStop store. You're going to go down. Some of the games will be spined because you can't fit all of them out. And it still just continues, even in the spine, in the alphabetical order it should be in. Just make sure you're putting used with used and new with new as well. That's, again, read the tag. I'm not gonna. Don't expect to memorize the department numbers. If I remember correctly, I think like 952 was used Xbox. And then you'll have the drawers back behind you. So you'll have to grab for a gutted game. Unless you have a copy. So when you open the drawer looking for the game, you may have a full disc in there. That doesn't mean to, so you might have the game case and disc inside the drawer. That doesn't mean you take a game out, like the disc, and then put it in the one that they brought up. You would take that actual out first. That's going to save a lot of time for the manager who has to deal with title on hands, which is a type of count that they will have to do to make sure that they at least have two of like every big game faced out on the floor. And I really hate having to open new games. So if we have a sealed copy, sell them the sealed copy. Well, I don't really hate having to do it anymore because I don't have to do it anymore. Another really quick tip, used games are typically in a yellow sleeve. So the disc is in a yellow sleeve. New games, the games are typically in a white sleeve. Real easy for you to get the hang of, especially before you start to memorize the department numbers. And again, the drawers will normally go used Xbox, new Xbox, so on and so forth. So if you open a drawer and it's all white, it's probably all new games of that console. So that's a huge tip for you. Enjoy talking to customers because you're also going to be doing a lot of that. Make sure you're doing well at Power Up Rewards card is going to be a big one. And man, you're going to have to pitch that as it's great to give for a Christmas gift. Because that's a big part of what they're going to base on who they keep around. If you might be doing a better job at alphabetization and everything, but if Johnny Mick I lie my pants off to the customers back there can sell them more stuff than you, they're going to keep Johnny over you. So, talk to the customers, and honestly, the best way to sell to a customer is don't sit there and get really nervous and do it as a sales pitch. Talk to them like it's your friend. Act like you were trying to get your friend to buy something that you enjoy. That's how I did it, and it worked very well for me. I normally had some of the best numbers in the district. GPGs used to be a lot easier to sell when I worked there, which is the warranty on the disc. It's game protection guarantees. So that covers the disc. That's another thing that they're going to base your metrics around. And the reason why I say it was easier when I worked there is because the Xbox 360 literally would burn ring discs. It would eat your disc if you moved it while it was on. You'd be shocked how often that happens too. That happened a lot. Yeah, unfortunately. But now the consoles don't do that anymore, so unless the person has kids, they're probably not going to be super interested. It's also a Blu-ray, which means it's infinitely harder to scratch than what a DVD was. DVD was pretty easy to scratch. Blu-ray, not as much. Kids, though, they just dirty everything up. Then your other big one's going to be reserves. You're past a lot of the big holiday releases now. So pick a game you're really excited about. Just pick one. I mean, obviously, don't say to the next 8-year-old that walks in the door, "Hey, you want to pre-order South Park: The Fractured But Whole?" That would probably be the game I would pitch right now to most adults if I were still there, because I'm a huge South Park fan. South Park has a lot of people that watch it, and a lot of people that enjoyed the first game, or people that didn't even know there was a first game and may enjoy that game. But just remember, it's not, you want to act like a friend who's talking to these people. If you come off as a salesman, you're going to sell like a salesman. Johnny back there, he sells like a salesman. You don't want to be Johnny. Secondly, you might not get a lot of register training. You might not ever receive register training. It's the holidays. You might not work that many shifts. You may only work 4 or 5 shifts the entire time. It all depends on what that store's needs are and how many hours they got a payroll. That's why it's very hard to say for sure exactly how this is going to go for you, because every store functions differently. Some stores get a lot of hours, some stores don't. Depends on the business, depends on how much they sell. So, another big part to this would be learn the register. They're going to show you at least probably once, most likely. Try to learn it. You might not touch it again for a while, but guess what? If I'm swamped and I call you over to the register and you can run it like a champ, I'm going to make the argument to the store manager for why you should stay on over Johnny. Johnny's a tool. Don't be Johnny. It's make the best of your situation. It's not going to be the greatest time. If you did this expecting a bunch of hours, you're probably not going to get them unless you're really good at the job. There were times where we would hire seasonals and they might only work twice. Normally we know really quickly if you're not good at it. And that sucks because twice isn't enough for you to fully learn it, but we also don't have the hours to keep experimenting with you, especially if someone else caught on infinitely faster. So be a quick learner. Enjoy talking to people, know what games you want to talk to them about, and just be in a good mood. Be in a good mood while you're there. Being in a happy, positive work environment is always a lot of fun, and it makes others want to work with you. So those are my tips for if you get hired on as a GameStop seasonal and kind of what to expect, because it's going to be chaos. GameStop gets really, really busy. The last Black Friday I worked, we weren't really, really busy. But when I worked in a mall store, it was pure insanity. Everything else in the mall would always open at 4 or 5 on Black Friday. And then we wouldn't open until midnight, the day after Thanksgiving. So we'd have this huge line because everyone already did all their shopping. So this line would just wrap around. My mall that I worked in was one of the slowest malls, except for during Christmas. But again, just be happy. Enjoy your time there. Enjoy the discount. Enjoy checking out games. Some stores won't let seasonals check out games either. It's all store manager decision. So it depends on how your store manager is. And obviously the management staff is going to drastically impact your time there as well. A good manager is going to make it a lot more bearable being there, whereas a bad manager is going to make it a nightmare. Especially if your manager runs to the back due to him not being able to handle how long the line is. I am very good at crowd management, so that was always a plus to having me working at Black Friday. But guys, I hope you all enjoyed the video. I hope whoever did get a seasonal job there and really does want to stay there, I wish you the best of luck. It's obviously a pretty cutthroat job to get into. We literally would just have stacks of applications back when we took physical applications. I mean, it could be 10 to 20 applications a day of people just wanting to get hired on at GameStop because, oh, it's the dream job. But enjoy your time there. Have fun. Try to be a quick learner. Now you know how to alphabetize. Make the best of it. And we'll see you soon with a new video, hopefully. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll, again, see you soon.